Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is my November reset and today is Wednesday, October 30th. It is 6:15 a.m. and yes, that is a little bit early to be doing this video, but TLDR, I woke up at 3:30 a.m. and couldn't get back to sleep, so I decided after about an hour and a half of tossing and turning, I would just get up and start my day. I do need to get this reset done, not just the video, but just for my own personal functionality within my planner and my to-do list so that I can wrap up the last 2 months of the year strong. October was a bit of a crazy month, and I need an opportunity to go through a lot of things that are in my bullet journal that are kind of just floating around, unfinished, unmigrated, and I need to do also a digital declutter of my reminders and my Apple Notes. I need to organize my task dump that I get into once or twice a month. I haven't done a task dump or a monthly reset since the end of August, so it's definitely time for one, which kind of defeats the purpose of calling it a monthly reset if I'm not actually doing it monthly, but that's beside the point. The point is that I do it to go into the next month. Sometimes it's once a month, sometimes it's every couple months. It just depends on what is going on. So before we get started, I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I have already done and some of the things that I'm going to do. Talk about what are the things that are currently working in my productivity system with my bullet journal, my Apple Notes, and my reminders. And then what are the things that are not working and what are adjustments that I'm going to be making going into November. This does not mean an overhaul of my planning system. This just means building in some additional accountability to make sure that I stay on top of things. The first thing that I did last night, because it was the easiest thing to do, was I actually updated my sticker book. So this is a standard TN sticker book that I have in a clear cover with a little coffee dashboard from Planning with Kay. This is a craft paper cover that I sewed onto the reusable sticker paper, and I really want to protect it. I love having my stickers in here, so I actually took out all of my Halloween stickers and I added in some different stickers from several samplers. I've added back in my music practice stickers because I'm starting to get back into some more regular music practice, and I also added in all of my daily date stickers that I use for my journaling from Planner Monkey Co. for the months of December and November, so that I have those ready to go on deck. The nice thing is that this book still has a lot of additional sticker pages on it, but going through once a month and just updating the stickers that are in here, offloading the ones I'm not using anymore, and making sure that I'm shopping my stash for my stickers first before I look to purchase new ones is something that I'm doing to help just reduce my overconsumption of planner consumables, because I have a lot of things. I sometimes just don't know what I have, and I love having the reusable sticker book because I can very clearly see what I have access to at a glance. This just fits into one of the strings on my standard TN notebook. The next thing that I'm going to be doing in today's system is doing a quick sweep of my reminders. I have several reminders in my Apple reminders that are way overdue, things that I haven't done yet, or there's something that I still need to act upon. So I'm going to be transferring that information specifically over to my Apple Notes and then using that to help me update my master task list. I do reference my notes, as in my Apple Notes, when I write something in my bullet journal. So if I have a URL linked into my Apple Notes, I will make a note of that in my bullet journal here so that I know to reference my Apple Notes for that specific note or task. Then I need to basically sweep all of my inboxes. So my task dump note, my monthly inbox, and my master task list that's currently existing in this bullet journal. Everything's going to get swept and updated today, friends. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to actually organize my task dump on my Apple Notes before I start transferring things back into my bullet journal. When I'm talking about things that are not working in my bullet journal, one of those things is that things are just not organized into lists clearly. And I've never been somebody that necessarily needs things categorized in a very specific order. As long as it's personal versus work, it's usually pretty easy for me to see. But given that there are so many random things existing on my list, I really want to focus the next 2 months on closing out as much as I possibly can before the end of the year and not really adding too many things unless they absolutely need to be added or it's a time-sensitive situation. part of the bullet journal method and why I consider myself a bullet journaler, whether I'm in a bound book or a TN system or a ring system, is the migration and reflection process and really putting a lot of intent behind the things that you're adding on your to-do list. And so I need to make sure that I'm either moving things off that don't need to get done anymore, they're not worth my time and energy, or they really do need to get prioritized and time blocked into the next 8 to 9 weeks of 2024 before we go into 2025. So once I've done that, I will go through my task list in my notes, offload things into my monthly list for November, and then I will be adding in a few things because there are some things, like I said, that are working versus not working. So really quick, the things that are working in my weekly overviews, I have these cleaning and vitamin trackers listed at the top of my page. And I really like these. I've been using a cleaning and a vitamin tracker in some way, shape, or form for almost a year now. And I really, really like just having that quick weekly checklist. Yes, I write almost the same things week over week. Sometimes it varies a little bit, especially with my vitamins and supplements, because I'm not always taking the exact same array of things depending on what I'm struggling with at that time, or if I maybe feel like I don't need something. So for example, this week I did pare down my list. I'm no longer taking an adrenal support because my weeks of travel are done. And I did actually add in a new supplement called agmatine sulfate that I'm using, which is essentially just an amino acid byproduct that is helpful for managing the physiological signs of stress and also can help me avoid any type of adaptation to my Adderall so I can minimize the amount of stimulants that I'm taking, which is really beneficial for my adrenal health. That is not an endorsement to go take agmatine sulfate without consulting your medical provider. As always, never take something unless you've reviewed it, you've checked it, you've double checked it. Disclaimer, even with my clients, I always tell them anything I make a recommendation on, feel free to take that to your doctor and say, hey, can you just double check that I am good to go with this, because I'm not a medical provider. I'm just a functional nutrition coach. So we want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence. That is to say, the vitamin and the cleaning trackers are definitely going to be staying in, and I don't anticipate myself really shuffling around my weekly layout a whole lot. The other thing that's really working for me is the additional weekly layout that I use that helps me manage my daily recurring tasks, my client resource to-do list, and my communication log. So my daily recurring task list has things like checking Slack, Everfit, responding to people on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, doing outreach and engagement with my community, and then doing end of day reports. And those are the recurring tasks that I do on a daily basis. And if I count the actual number of things, there's 13 to 15, depending on the week, tasks that get done every single day. So those have to go on just a Alistair method recurring task list like so. And what that does is that makes sure that I do those tasks, but it means that I don't have to rewrite the same 13 to 15 things on my daily pages every single day. And it also means that because a lot of these things just happen in random pockets throughout the day, that I'm prioritizing my days appropriately. And I know that I have to make time to do these recurring things. They are the things that get done no matter what in some way, shape, or form, with a couple of exceptions here and there. But it just makes more sense to keep them on a recurring list versus embedded in my dailies. And then in addition, I have a client resources list. So what this is a list of things that I need to do and or update for my clients. And this is things like, am I curating or sourcing or creating a recipe for a client? Am I updating workouts? Am I reviewing lab work? Am I sending a resource video? Am I doing form reviews? So as I'm talking to my clients on a daily basis, I have an ongoing inbox of things that I need to get done for them. And so I need to keep that in one place. I used to keep those things just in the day and whatever day that they came in on, but then my to-do list would get really, really swamped and I would get frustrated because I wouldn't always get them done. And then I realized that I'm usually just blocking out time for this on Thursdays and or Fridays anyway. So just put it on a running list for the week and then block out the time at the end of the week to get it done. And that makes it a lot easier and it keeps my dailies much more functional. So The communication log is also because I run a service-based business where I keep track of who I'm talking to and what I'm talking to them about on a daily basis. So this is people that have applied for coaching, that have inquired in the DMs about coaching, that have asked about my services. Maybe they've opted in for a free nutrition review and I need to follow up with them. And that goes in the communication log. So on a daily basis, I can say, I spoke with this person, I spoke with this person, spoke with this person. I followed up with this person, but I need to reach out to them again tomorrow. This just makes sure that I'm not letting things fall through the cracks. And yes, I know there are digital tools to help manage this, but it's much more effective and efficient for me to just keep a running list as I talk to people of who I'm talking to and what I'm talking to them about. That way, when people have questions, I make sure that I follow up with them and I do actually respond to people in my DMs. I'm not some like weird, crazy big influencer that has a bunch of people or bots in their DMs. The only automations that I have is for when somebody requests a free resource and they comment a specific word on an Instagram post, and I have a ManyChat automation that will deliver the podcast episode or the nutrition review link or something like that to them direct. Now, there are some things that are not working that I'm really not doing all that great, and this is where I'm going to be adding in some additional reminders to my weekly and my daily logs and even my monthly logs to help me stay on top of this. And this is part of what is causing today's problem, where it feels like everything is all over the place. And I have gotten out of the habit of, when I transition for the month, checking my master to-do list, when I set up the week, checking my monthly, and when I start the day and end the day, checking my weekly. So the overall master task list, the monthly inbox, and the weekly inbox all end up funneling down into the daily inbox. But I really only have been looking at my dailies and not really utilizing the task list in my monthlies, my weeklies, or even in my master task list. And that is a problem. And that's part of what's causing some of my stress. So that's leading to this sort of big reset, bigger than what would normally occur going into the month of November. So I'm going to be adding in on my monthly and my weekly and my daily reminders to check the master, the monthly, and the weekly, and then it funnels down into my daily so that I can make sure that I'm focusing on the right things and that I'm not letting stuff slip through the cracks. In addition to that, in my monthlies, I want to add in a couple of recurring tasks. So there are some tasks that I write in on a monthly basis. For example, I always make a transfer into my IRS account because I am self-employed. So I just make payments on a regular basis from the previous month towards the middle of the month after I've done all my accounting for the previous month. Need to build in also like a weekly routine with uploading all my receipts instead of saving it till the end of the month or even 2 months later. And then I have to spend way too much time tracking things down. So building in a weekly time block to just forward any receipts from any purchases from my business, any invoices over to my business account. I use a bank that allows me to just email my receipts over and it will automatically link those receipts to the associated purchases regardless of what account it came from. And then I also need to build in a better review and time blocking for my personal hobbies and personal goals and home care. I want to start building in 1 to 2 20-minute cleaning sprints on a daily basis that are either part of my weekly to-do list or part of my bigger sort of decluttering process that I'm going into and through 2025. So decluttering things like different areas in my office, decluttering my clothes, decluttering my activewear, decluttering my bookshelves, things like that that don't necessarily need to be done all in one sitting all the time. Some of them do end up happening in one sitting, but if I can just do like 20 minutes of something a couple days a week and 20 minutes of cleaning the house and that's dusting and tidying up and doing the dishes and whatever, I need to start building in those sprints a little bit better. I really got off track of that in October just with all of the travel and all of the events. I really want to refocus on that going into November and December, especially with the holiday season coming up. I'm likely going to be hosting Thanksgiving dinner for my family, and my in-laws will be visiting at the end of December going into the new year. So I just want to make sure the house is really in order. So with that being said, you guys did request the edited pre-recorded version of this November reset and digital declutter process. So I will be doing this recording using a little bit of screen recording from my Apple Notes and also using a little bit of the overhead showing you my actual bullet journal and what does that process look like. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, everybody, so here we have my bullet journal, and you'll see off to either the right or the left-hand side of the screen, my screen recording of my Apple Notes. And the reason I wanted to do it this way is because I do use both of these things in my system, and I think that there's a big misconception that if you are an analog paper planner person that you can't use digital tools, and I love using each tool simultaneously to help complement each other. And so the process I'm going to follow today is I'm first going to go through all of my open things that are in my bullet journal, highlight them in a marker that is not a color that I've used before, and I'm going to be putting them in my Apple Notes. And so I talked about I need to organize my tasks list a little bit better. And one of the cool things about Apple Notes is that you'll see in, for example, under research and resources, if I click this little arrow, it drops it down so I can keep my notes super organized. And same thing with personal. I can do this personal admin. Oh, I already did this, so I can actually delete that, but I'm gonna wait. Once I have something typed in here, it will be really easy for me to collapse and expand these sections. So for education and research, and if I even wanted to collapse these bigger sections, I can do this. So in my Apple Notes, this I did as a title, and then each section underneath is a heading. And what's really great about this is again going to be accessible on all of my devices. If you haven't seen my hybrid system video, go take a look at that. I'll definitely link it in the comments below. So what I need to do is I need to find a color of my outliner that I have not used at all in my book because I've done a bunch of highlighting. And so I think I'm going to pick something. I have not used this yellow. So this is the yellow that's going to actually, funnily enough, it matches sort of the yellow that's in the Apple Notes. Then I'm gonna go through and just highlight anything that needs to get migrated over. And the last couple weeks have been a little bit crazy. And so I'm going to start just marking things off and then adding them in as I mark them off. So here we need to highlight, I need this warranty, and I need to do this, but also order these. I need the seam ripper because what we're going to be doing is pulling some threads from my dad's old police uniforms, and I'm going to be having them set into some sort of keepsake items for my brother's wedding next year. Shh, don't tell him. This is already, that's already migrated. I did that. I need to add this. I need to create these, need to follow up on this. All right, so let's just start there. So some of this is personal and some of this is work. So in the networking side of things, I need to add a dash, and I need to reschedule. Oh, I don't need my caps lock on. Reschedule Matt M 1-to-1. I need to do my BNI education, which I crossed out, but I have it written here. I need to, under sales offer set up, I need to update and redo the guarantee. I need to create a BNI offer, and I actually already did this. So we're going to mark those as migrated. And I also need to add screenshot handles for engagement. There's some people that I've just sort of screenshotted as they've engaged with me, and I need to actually just add them to my list. So those screenshots are in there. Marketing, I need to follow up. So in bend sound, I need to bend sound. This is where I get my music licenses. Follow up with channel ID updates, see email, and I need to review and purchase 1 to 2 more audios. The downside about audios is you sometimes don't know what you like and what you want until after you've done it. And in my personal list, personal admin, okay, so I did this actually, I ordered this. I need to do Belkin warranty for iPhone screen protector because my screen protector is busted. And I need to order seam ripper and then order cufflinks and rings. And we need to get my mom's ring size for this because I'm going to be giving her one too. And then we're going to gift the cufflinks to my brother so he can wear them at his wedding. And we're going to do this all at my brother's wedding. So that's been migrated and that's been migrated. Okay, so I can now officially close this week out. And this little star just means that I'm done with that week. Okay. This week, that's, okay, so can ignore this. I already posted that. Okay, so personal admin. We're gonna actually make a new section for like decluttering. And I have a list in my bullet journal for this, but I need to Poshmark jackets and purses. I need to follow up. I was supposed to I have a Dillard's card randomly because I used to work there forever ago. And I need to also follow up on my Mohila login because that's not working for my student loans. Dillard's card. Resend, question mark. I need to do, under hobbies, Happy Mail. I have Elise, Damaris, and Kim that I have Happy Mail for, and I just haven't sent it. Ooh, personal admin. Eye doctor appointment, dentist appointment. Okay, so that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alexander, see, I already highlighted some of this stuff. So travel, January trip for Alex, book flights, and technically I need to confirm dates, not the weekend of the 16th or 17th, she said. So I need to plan that. Ooh, okay, back up to work, client resources and tasks. Oops. Jesse, stats, update. I need to work. I need an admin for work. Admin, A. I need to review current subscriptions. That's done, that's done. Networking, BNI, placement, update, BNI, name tag, update, email, BNI, AZ, C, Katie text. I need to follow up with her. I need to also follow up Kajabi opt-ins from before the caboodle switch, because I have no idea who saw that. So, marketing. DM Erica for Marketing resources. I need to look at IG best practices in the app and just review those. I need to, okay. Education. I need to transcribe and summarize conference voice memos. I did that. I have some more research I want to do on GLP-1 agonists. GLP-1 agonist research, continue. I have some notes on it already, but I'm just putting together more information. Okay, that's been done. That's been done. That's been done. Did this. That doesn't need to be done. That's migrated. Migrated. Okay, so now this week can get closed out. And this week was closed out. This week was closed out. This week is closed out. And this is this week. See last 2 weeks. See last 2 weeks. And I'm not going to add anything in here until I've done this whole review situation. Okay. So that's my weeklies. I need to just quick review my October monthly and offload anything. Finish psychocybernetics. I don't know where this would go, but I had a survey for planner people, ? Find this story in IG and follow up. I had asked some people in the planner community some questions. Education. August 28th. Replay for Mastermind. I need to do freaking A. I need to do my LLC updates. Federal LLC. Filing LLC updates. I need to change the physical address. Update email. See email from AZ ECC. The AZ. I already emailed them and asked them how to do this. I did this. Okay, I need to research and resources. Hey. Again, I need to see photo with book notes from PK and create action steps. Don't even worry about some of this stuff might not make total sense to you. See notes on Mac. That's been okay. And then Heather Ferris, Pinterest marketing. Okay. Saved. I saved it to a playlist already. It's a YouTube video. Okay, and this is family admin. Ruben with the mortgage and mom insurance. Follow up with Xavier. And this was all okay. I didn't even use any of that. Like I said, October was a little strange. Okay, so October's, I'm not going to add anything else. So I'm just going to start this out, even though there's technically one more day in the month. And I even, okay, so this is all good. This is all good. Good. I need to wash car. What was the other monthly thing I needed to do? Device cleaning. So that's like literally just like taking compressed air and blowing out all my keyboards and wiping down all my screens and like getting all the little dust pieces out of my like iPad stuff and computer stuff. So just like cleaning my devices once a month. So that's something that needs to be done. Okay, So that's the October and November. Now we're going to go to my master tasks that currently live. And this is all actually going to just get back into my notes. Personal master, hobbies. Update BG 3 months. It was really like update / fix. BG 3 months. And I want to start a new campaign. I want to start, this isn't really like a hobbies. It's like a, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Personal growth and mindset. So this is going to be also like book therapy. Look into EMDR, see document from psychiatrist. Finish visualizations. So I guess like psycho-cybernetics would also fall under this one. Bro. Home care. Clean out books. I need to do like an inventory and then a to buy and then a sell pile for like my physical books. Wrote that down, wrote that down, wrote that down. Family admin. Call Robert, that's my brother. Ruben and Robert are my brothers. And then VA reimbursement. Have I been avoiding this? Yes. We need to do just a reimbursement from my dad's funeral last year. I have the invoice. Have I done anything with it? No. So I'm going to just basically create new master task lists and sort of avoid this one. And I'm not even going to create like a full master task list in here. I'm going to create some sectioned ones, or more so of an inbox. And then I think that my notes just needs to become sort of the master task list. And then the inbox is anything that comes to mind but doesn't need to get done this week, this month, or today. And this will become like just offloading from my inbox and organizing it into my notes app will be part of my just new structure. Okay. And then I'll be able to kind of pull out and prioritize. All right, admin, get, I say certs, PDF. See, email. You see, I inquired about this, but it didn't do it. Okay, meeting replay of 6/17 and 7/22. I need to, sales. Survey, see Google Doc. Which Google Doc? It exists somewhere. Once I figure out I'll add a link here. I don't even remember what that is. That's already in there. Oh, freaking A. Labs, review, lead, magnet. I've been working on that forever. CPR, renewal for SSA. I need to do my continue these courses. Okay. The science of strength training. I need to do the CES, that's under my NASM account, not my ISSA account. Admin. Update all font files into downloads folder, just the one. New one, question mark? The Larkin. So I think I did that. Admin, I need to. This is under client resources. Review, recipe base, links. I have like 500 recipes for my clients linked in my app that I use for them, and I think some of the links are incorrect, so I need to go through and check and make sure that they're going to the correct Google folders. Okay, this is like future planning. In-person brainstorm. I would love to have a office at my workspace instead of just like a desk for consults, like an in-body supplement reviews, maybe even like setting up a small gym somewhere, maybe potentially. Like I want to keep my business online and then marketing. BNI interviews, list, brainstorm, and set up. Okay, so all of this got client resources, finish, labs, reference, resource, document. A, it's for ghost coaching. I don't even know if I need to write my little arrow on all of these. Okay. All right, now let's take a look at my reminders. Okay. Ooh, I wanted to read this article. Education? Whee! Review ISSA article. Okay, so I can click that off. Click that off. Check, go away. Checkout website. Schedule one-on-one. Add list of teas to Shelby's notes. With links. YouTube video resource from my fitness YouTube. I think this was meal planning. Is it a meal planning? Groceries? I don't remember what it was. Did that. I'm doing that right now. Wrote that down. Personal admin. Appointment for Trenton Owen. Derm appointment for general. And I also need to book my Well Woman exam. If you know, you know. Boom, boom. Networking. Follow up Sam's referral. Okay, so some of these are for more like things I saw on Instagram that are like, oh, I want to maybe like review this for just like mindset work. Review for morning visualizations. Doop. I need to just like maybe copy this. This is all marketing, most of it. Don't need that. I did this. I looked at this. Beep. This is actually technically, because this is not actively anything. Oops. I'm gonna take this and just put this into like future planning, because it's not stuff I'm gonna use right now, and it doesn't really have a specific. Actually, JK, it would go under research and resources for now. We did that again. We. See, this is my like Apple Notes, because you can't put links in a Google Doc. Oh, I liked this one. Engagement tip for just like engaging in other pages. Not just with like audience members, but like other people. Engagement with peers. Okay. Did that. Okay, done. This was review for sales things. It was like something on like offer clarity or whatever. I don't remember. Mindset. Oh. We're literally just putting all of this into only good things happen to me. I may come through and like organize this again differently in another way on another day. Wait. I think I did this backwards. No. I just want the link. Copy. Averages are your standard. So this is like when I end up scrolling randomly and then I get all this like crazy mindset stuff, and sometimes it's exhausting. And so sometimes I'll just like save the links. I'll forward the links to myself. So that I don't have to worry about it. Now it's like, I just want to like mindlessly scroll for like 15 minutes. I don't need to have an existential crisis. We. Reflection question 1. I don't even remember what a lot of this is in reference to, but it's like one of those things where like when I get the opportunity to maybe go back through some of this stuff, I know this down and save it somewhere. I'll know that I have these things saved. Okay. Frequency info for like, I don't know, sound frequencies. And mindset reel mask. Don't even know what it's related to. I just know I liked it enough to save it, and so I should probably go back and review it. Okay, done. And to do send these to Ashley about the wedding. I am the maid of honor in my brother's wedding, and Ashley is my future sister-in-law. No. No. Ah. No.
Last year while writing.
Close. There we go. Okay. I might move this. All right, my reminders are cleared. Whoo, see that? 0. 0 across the board, my friends. Okay. So that is pretty much it for just like migrating everything that's like currently open. I need to go through my dailies now because I had some dailies from this week. They're not closed out yet. That's closed out, that's closed out. That's done. We did that. Okay, so setup list, concerts. It's gonna be under like hobbies. Look up concerts for me and Lucy. This is gonna be for me and my niece. Amazon returns, return tracking. Did that. Okay, we're just gonna. This is closed out. Marketing. I need to get another mini SD card from Best Buy. That's gonna go into marketing. And I have a little Best Buy gift card that I need to use. I did this. Okay. BNI. Where's networking? Orlando. Okay. All right. Today is done. That was Monday the 14th. That's already written down. Question box follow-ups from 10/14. I don't remember what I posted that. It was sometime in, and I never followed up. Okay, that day is closed. Did all of that. Venmo Daryl. Okay. For our room dues. I need to maybe add like an FCA checklist in here that's specific. Although I usually don't need anything for that. Call follow up. I don't know if she booked with, I'm out of office and she didn't get back to me. So that's done. Okay, we're good here. Did that. That got moved. Okay, and I think that's, so see, this is everybody that I followed up with. Okay, so this week is done. Oh, you guys, I think I'm down to just what's currently on this week. All right. Okay. I think that is it. Because this is, oh, this was last week. Hold please. Okay. Did that. Okay, follow up. So today's Wednesday the 30th. See, recurring. I need to Mackenzie. I need to follow up with them. Sunday, so Monday the 21st. None of that needs to be done. That all got done. This is done. This is done. That's done. That's done. That's done. And this is this week. Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. All right. So what is going to happen here is this is going to just basically not exist there. And I might use this page for something else. But now what I need to do is go through and organize and prioritize the top things on these lists. And this is going to be awesome because I can just drop these all down. Hey. And then, oops, and even with this, I can just drop these down. Yay. And Thanksgiving. And then I'll come through my Apple Notes and basically pull out the immediate priorities in association to what's on my current to-do list today. And then in conjunction with that, I just need to make sure that what I'm doing is, as I'm scheduling, right, considerations. Hobbies. Basically everything that is just going to pull in these notes that I told you about earlier here. Okay. So that is sort of part one of the reset process. Now that whole process is done, I'm actually going to conclude this video as part one of the November reset and do a second video where I actually do something with all of the information that I just migrated over into my Apple Notes and get what needs to be put into my bullet journal actually put into my bullet journal in a way that makes a little bit more sense. Get stuff into my November to-do list and also get things moved into a general inbox, which honestly might still use the two same pages that had the master task list, but just let them function more as an inbox that is. And also add in those new daily, weekly, and monthly recurring tasks that I spoke about earlier in the video. So if you guys have stayed here for this entire video, you are so awesome. Thank you so much for being here whenever you tuned in, however long you stayed. If you did like this video, smash that like button and leave a comment below on what is your monthly reset process like, or do you need to do something similar to this? Do you need to implement a digital tool to help supplement your physical notebook, especially for housing things like URLs? And let me know, what are you doing to make sure that you finish off 2024 with a strong finish, that you feel like you're getting your stuff done, but also making time for hobbies and rest. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one.